I'm live. Welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Bless up, bless up, bless up. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to the night show with Bolo VNR 2.0. We got Britannia in the building. What's up, Britannia? Britannia here early, man. No, man, I'm going to make Britannia one moderator. No, sir. Britannia, y'all go on good. Britannia reached before the live even start and drop a comment. There's nothing more that is, is pleasing to me when people get the notification, see that I'm going live and drop a like and share and comment. Big up on yourself. That means a lot. It means a lot, ladies and gentlemen. I want to encourage other persons to do same. You understand? So big up Britannia for that. Britannia Hunter, big up yourself. You understand? Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me connect this phone here real quick and get into the meat and potatoes of things. There's a speech that I've been avoiding to take a listen to, but it appears as if I'll have to take a listen to it and then go into the other more important stuff that I wanted to take a listen to, right? Matthew, what are you doing, Matthew? Blessings, my brother. Help me out, Matthew. All of my ambassadors. Gonna share up the live for me, please. Share up the live. Share up the live, please and thanks. Alright, all the ambassadors, share up the live. Alright, share up the live for me and like up the live. Good night, TikTok. Good night, YouTube. Hope everybody is doing well. As you come in, please remember to like the video. And the same way how you like the video is this. Once you're on the live right now with me, all you gotta do is double tap the middle of the screen. That's all you gotta do. Just double tap with your finger like this, and that's how you hit the like button. It's very easy here. Alright. Whoa, why is this taking so long to start up? I guess because I just turned on the phone. Wait, do I have my Bluetooth on any of these? If I do, it's gonna be a problem. Oh yeah, I do. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Alright, so Andrew. Yes, Andrew. Andrew Willis. I want to put up in speech them on him TikTok. I'm not seeing the comments on over here. What is this? What is going on? Alright, I gotta come on. Ah, now I can see the comments. Perfect. Alright, so let's go to the labor at them 1 p.m. Make you hear him say. Let me see if him have it up there on it. Well, I guess not.
The idea is not to replace a zinc and boron with
No. I guess they have it up on JIS then. Guess they have it up on JIS. JIS, Jamaica Information Service. Let's see. The biannual Jamaica Diaspora was 8 hours ago. I don't think that's the one. I think this is the one the keynote speaker. Well, I guess that's not it either. This is the one. This is the one.
There's what like the private
modern leaders. 2011, he became the youngest person in
Man, I don't want to hear all of
Leicester
that.
Conference.
I don't want to hear none of that. Ah, shit. Thank you. I
And
don't
let
want to
me
hear
thank
none
you
of
for
that.
that very kind introduction. It's always good to hear of the good things you do. Senator the Honorable Robin Hill, Mr. and Mrs. Hilton,
Skip the introduction.
His Worship the Mayor.
Hey, Asa God. Asa, Wagwan. Thank you for the flow state. Thank you. Man, I don't want to hear none of this, bro.
Heads of various
I don't want to hear none of that.
and the institution,
I don't want to hear none of that.
or corporation.
I don't want to hear none of
Take
that.
understands that business is not the enemy.
All
That
right.
we should not make business people feel as if they are.
Let me listen to that part. This sound interesting.
Or corporation. Sometimes it can be very combative. I am happy to say, and no one should contradict me, that the relationship between business and government in Jamaica is good. It is one of great cooperation. I certainly have taken the stance that business is not the enemy. That we should not make business people feel as if they are exploiters. That we must support.
We must not make them feel. Man, I don't give a damn how they feel. What are they doing? I don't care how they feel. We're not trying to save nobody's feelings. What are their actions doing? Who cares how they feel? Man, shit, man. Bro.
Our business people, we must promote entrepreneurism. We must celebrate people who make profit, and we must celebrate people who make profit and give back even more. We must see businesses as integral to the growth of our country. The greatest mistake is to believe that government can grow the economy. Government can't grow the economy. The economy is grown by businesses.
Brother, the economy is grown by giving the regular citizens them opportunity. So they can actually start their own business and be independent. Oh, I don't want to hear that.
Of income and wealth in the country. If we are to cross the threshold to become a developed country, to become a growing country, we must dispense with that view. The core of the Jamaican culture is competition. That is the core of any business economy. We have that natural core in our people. And what we must do is to prepare the track very well, get out of the way, set the rules, and train the runners. As we do for athletics, let us do it for business. So that was not in my script. Just sharing with you some thoughts. So the last few months has not been an easy road. Real GDP fell by 7.1% in the December quarter, the sharpest contraction in years. And this has been driven of.
What you say a while ago? Leave 1 p.m. make him whop them one by one. Yo, yo, one birch, you nearly get black a while ago. Yo, one birch nearly get black a while ago.
The Hurricane Melissa. And
yo, when me see nobody on TikTok put 1 p.m. in that comment section, me triggered. Yo, you're lucky to be reading all that message.
costs are going up. Again, driven by increased energy
brother,
costs.
I swear I nearly get black a while.
Energy costs have gone up by some 60% since the Middle East.
Yo, man, keep it real with you, bro. You nearly get black a while ago. I
Grain
swear.
prices are up. Shipping costs are elevated. And these are conditions that businesses would have had to navigate from last year to now. Bear in mind that after the COVID pandemic, we faced a round of sustained increases due to supply chain.
People don't mind.
disruption.
Me I skip through them things
So it
fast.
has not been an easy time.
Me not go listen to all of this. I 1 hour. Me not
The
listen to all of
fact
this.
that you are still here, and by the way, this is the largest turnout in this room I've seen in a long time. You're looking good. And the fact that you're still here, still investing, still employing, still improving, is a testament to your own resilience and commitment to Jamaica. And I want to commend you. Despite all the challenges, there is also good news. There is a lot to be proud of. Unemployment remains at record low. Inflation is back within the DOJ's target band. Our international reserves stand at US $6.5 billion, a record high. And let me just quickly add, don't come out with this, I'm at a lovely dinner here, so I may reserve my language, with any suggestion that we must spend the reserves. The reserves are there for our protection. If you spend all the reserve, you have no protection. You'll become open to speculators and all kinds of attacks on your currency. And then you become weak. And to my other great achievement, to which we should all be proud, the exchange rate has been stable. Sometimes we forget that there was a time when our exchange rate was on.
Yo, you hear what the man say? His great achievement is that the exchange rate is stable. Bro, this man is the worst prime minister. The man is celebrating stability and not focusing on growth. Unnecessary man, a madman. When the next hurricane come now and the economy get leaked, he might go blame the hurricane because he not focused on growth. Hey, I choose still in one. One birch, me not doing no like real thing.
It's unstable.
Oh my God.
And it has been stable now going through all kinds of crises. Why? Because we have $6.5 billion reserve. And I gather that the exchange rate has appreciated slightly. Not necessarily a good thing, but to make the point. All three major credit rating firms have reaffirmed our credit rating after Hurricane Melissa. Moody's even upgraded us.
Yeah, my side, me live right now.
Within
Pull up.
of the hurricane, the government mobilized $6 billion in reconstruction financing, the largest development financing
Yeah,
package
people, me
in
live
Jamaica's
right
history.
now. Pull up.
Now, that didn't happen because of sympathy. It happened because the world watched us navigate 6 years of compounding crises and concluded that our institutions were credible and our commitments would be kept. So we not only have a reserve of funds in the BOJ, we have a reserve of credibility in the Ministry of Finance. Let me repeat that. Jamaica has a reserve of credibility.
And nobody now clapping up, but him, you see through him a narcissist, he want people to clap. So he said, let me repeat. Jaja.
Credibility had immediate, tangible consequences. Within weeks after Melissa, the government was able to write a check for $150 million to the Jamaica Public Service Company to restore electricity to the country. That we were never in such a position before to be able to do that. And there might be those wondering, was that a good thing? You? I mean, especially after. But we were able to write a check to restore electricity. For a family sitting in darkness, for a farmer watching a season slip by, for a small business that could not open its doors.
Especially after the blackout, you know. So everything is a joke. Sherry Jam, good night.
Reconstruction spending, it is not just repair, it is the single large.
Oh my God, I don't know. I have to get through this quickly as possible.
Was unstable. And it has been stable now going through all kinds of crises. Why? Because we have the and there might be those wondering, was that a good thing? You?
Sherry, thank you, darling.
Yeah, especially after.
Bless up a nice, clean self.
But we were able to write a check to restore electricity. For a family sitting in darkness, for a farmer watching a season slip by, for a small business that could not open its doors.
Thank you, baby.
3 weeks instead of 6 months. That is not a simple gesture. It is profound for the restoration of lives and livelihood. And we were able to do this because the country had credibility. Agricultural output has rebounded faster than projected. The Bank of Jamaica's initial outlook for economic recovery from Melissa was 3 to 4 years. It has revised that now to 2 to 3 years. We have also made historic improvements, as was said earlier, in public safety. After 42% reduction in 2025, murders are now down a further 22.5% year to date. And this is not a flash in the pan. This is a sustained downward trajectory.
Hey, I just hope that you guys are educated enough. How you doing, Monica? What's up, my darling? Good talk. Go on a long time to see the Monica. What you going with? But seriously, guys, you don't have to don't be a dunce. Not because you're poor, don't make these things that Andrew Wallace has said. You see no matter about unemployment, please, don't pay unemployment no mind. There's hundreds of thousands of people that they don't consider a part of the calculation for unemployment, that don't have no job. You understand what I'm saying? If you're not seeking a job, you're not considered to be unemployed. You're just in the void. Them left one space for them. There's a void of people, hundreds and thousands of them in Jamaica, that don't have a job. And because they're not seeking one, they don't consider them unemployed. Which is a faulty definition of employment. They have changed the definition of employment globally, and so it show you off. The next thing you know, the crime rate, Jamaica, the police them are going bad. Them are drop bodies left, right, and center. The crime rate is not credible. The crime rate is not credible. All right? You just sit back and watch Andrew with the both of them. Why? I want to me know people them beat against labor right. Hey, me say every day, me see on the internet, the people are whipping labor right them.
Jamaican enterprise.
Beat against them, brother.
So even after a sustained series
But
of exogenous shocks over the last 6 months or 6 years, the macroeconomic foundation of Jamaica remains intact. The security environment
He
is
always talks about the macroeconomic because that have to do with the big boys. He doesn't talk about the microeconomic factors. Me and you, the regular citizens, them. You understand where I live? Where I basically live hand to mouth. You see me? I'm not talking about that.
at pace, and you know the truth is that few would have predicted 10 years ago that we would be able to stand here today and say that murders are below 700. If you were to...
Brother, check back your murder rate. Unu carry go skyrocket it, and now unu take some recommendations on the People's National Party, and certain things are work, but other things not work because unu unalive innocent people. Unu intelligence off, and that's a fact.
Just think about it. 10 years ago, would you say that 10 years...
What, advertisement? Come on now. What they do? Shut off, Andrew? Oh, thank God. Oh, look.
Bankruptcy. As a manager and entrepreneur, you have to pivot. You have to look, how do you repurpose? What's the next big thing that I could invest in? How do I repurpose and reposition capital? The same challenge you face as businesses coming out of a disaster. It's the same challenge that the government faces. So, this is where the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority becomes central. After a major shock, the temptation is to pack.
Yo, everywhere the man go, the man try to push Nara. Jaja.
What was broken and move on. That's the thinking of many Jamaicans. So just fix what is broken and move on. Jamaica has done too much of this over many years. A road washes away, we repair the road. A bridge fails, we replace the bridge. Water system breaks, we just simply restore service. And that seems logical. That's what we should do. That's what the average person in the public would be clamoring for. Fix my road, fix my bridge, return my water. But then another event comes, and the same road washes away. In other words, the same meet point fails. So the difference between, rebuilding for reconstruction and rebuilding for transformation is that we're not looking to rebuild weak points. And if we're going to rebuild, we must question, should we rebuild this in the same way, in the same place? Or should we reimagine this? Should we take the opportunity to do it differently? To take away the exposure to failure? Every business in this room has paid for that cycle. In
Jamaica, I just want to establish that he's not saying anything transformational. He's not saying nothing. Over time, technology improves. The way how you do things and construct things improve. He's not, he act like, this man is behaving like he he came up with something. He's not saying nothing, bro. That's what every country does. Every developing country improves upon the way they built before. It's simple. So you might try to brand this thing like Nara is this centralized intelligence of him and him cousin or him best friend, Anthony Anderson. And you know, you're gonna get all this transformational development from Nara. Man, cut the malarkey. Let's see how the bridge hold up when they have something there the other day. I hope it holds up. Cause knowing them and for them choppings. 2-3 years down the line, I see bridge have problem. We now wish for that happen, but we can't trust these people. Them track record no good. I see them so them build road and talk about carpet and how you're gonna lay the pipes them under there so you know the water doesn't affect the road. 2 minutes later the road mash up. I mean I talk about mash up in the worst way. They need a brand new road. So this idea that they have this intelligence in the engineering we're developing the country is concerned. Look on the Edmund Bridge house them where him show off boat and say this when I compare it to Operation Pride. And the house them mash up in the hurricane. The man them find out say be a paper wall and them something there. Total disgrace. The man ain't on a good track record, brother. Same man they are talking at gibberish like say, yo, anybody that knows construction, anybody that is into architecture, anything like that, engineering, knows this man is up there talking gibberish. Show me. You can show me, better you can tell me. Demonstrate the construction that you have done in your tenure for roads and any other infrastructure that has been just above everything else that has ever been built here in Jamaica. The man when I build the bridge back in the day, and see how long the bridge last. Make we see that go on for them road and them bridge where you are fixed now. Would I like to see it? Good night, Alethea. How you doing, my darling? Would like to see it. Cookie, what's up? Blessings.
Inventory, misdelivery deadlines, suppliers that couldn't perform, customers that couldn't be reached. Infrastructure weakness is not a government problem. It is a cost of business that falls on you. So the need to not just build for recovery, but build for resurgence, build for stronger, better. It is a public good, but it is critically important for business.
So what about fixing the people in a Westmoreland and these places in the same way? No container modular homes they give them. Is that building back resilience? Or would they be susceptible to these massive hurricanes? Just saying.
So NARA is meant to break that cycle for good. Its mandate is not restoration. I want to just say that clearly. The mandate of NARA is not restoration.
The mandate of NARA is not restoration, but it's a response to Hurricane Melissa. Then what do the people that are victims of Hurricane Melissa need? No restoration.
Reconstruction that strengthens, roads rebuilt to move goods with super reliability, water systems that support agriculture, tourism, and industry, energy infrastructure that reduces exposure to the next shock, and procurement that moves faster but still protects the public's purse. So NARA is about doing things differently, but better and stronger. As you played the clip of your efforts to clean downtown Kingston, my mind reflected on my graduation from St. Catherine High School. I met a few alumni here, and I went to all
big up yourself.
At that time, there was a hotel down there, not the Rock, the one before the Rock.
Now I walk on.
Ocean. It's such a long time ago. In fact, could you imagine this? We slept on the grass, yeah, and then took the bus and went home in the morning. That's how safe it was. But it hasn't changed in over 40 years. In fact, it looks worse. I think it behooves all of us here to recognize that there has been considerable disinvestment in the infrastructure of our capital city.
But brother, your government now spend the capital budget. You now underspend the capital budget. We're supposed to fix all of these things. But yet still you complain about them not being fixed. And now NARA go fix it. Brother, I'm gonna tell you something. Stop take people for idiot. And the people them don't even stop make Andrew take on for idiot. They are the problem, it's not procurement. And them are the problem. Them.
The infrastructure generally.
Wagwan Raymond.
And so while I applaud the attempt, it is merely a patch. There's so much more to do for downtown Kingston. The infrastructure there is in need of significant intervention. From the sewage, to the roads, to the sick buildings, it needs a massive plan. We are standing in our way. The level of...
Brother, you did it for 10 years and you're standing in your own way. I'm glad you don't say you are the problem. I'm glad you don't say you are the problem, Andrew. I hope you watch. I'm glad you don't say you are the problem. You know? Mighty God.
Economic and social mobilization that is required. It is not now only a matter of how it will be financed. The question is, do we have the administrative and organizational capability to do it with speed? Can our bureaucracy that we have built, can it manage transformation?
Brother, look on PJ Patterson era. Look how much things PJ Patterson do in transforming Jamaica through policy, infrastructure, Bolo school, at the same procurement when I go on. Why you can't get it done? Why you can't get it? Are you are the problem?
That is now the new struggle. Can we get things done quickly, at pace and at scale? And that is why we needed to have created NARA, because the current bureaucracy simply could not take on the transformation that will be required in the recovery from Hurricane Melissa. The current bureaucracy has never spent $6 billion in any capital program. Think about it.
Brother, your government has underspent the capital budget for years now. You are the problem. It's not nobody else. I'm going to continue to remind you that.
And that is why we had to create literally a new framework to manage it. So, speed matters, so does discipline. Jamaica has no shortage of plans. What we need now is execution at a higher standard and a faster pace. The private sector is not a spectator in this. We need contractors who can deliver quality work on time. We need engineers, architects, quantity surveyors, project managers, manufacturers, financiers, insurers. We are the insurers in the room here. Pay up. We need companies that will compete fairly, price honestly, hire locally where possible, and meet the highest.
What do you mean hire locally where possible? Where's the STEM school them, Andrew? What the STEM school them there? You have all of this talk about development, but you haven't thought about building up the workforce. Money Ben, what's up? You haven't talked about building up the workforce. Look from when you promised the people them STEM school from 2019. A procurement cost that too. Only look how long I'm going to get money from China. Where the STEM school there? And when you see some video go viral, I notice say, when you put out statement some months after. Because everybody start talking about the STEM school, you know. My video on TikTok go viral about that STEM school. Hundreds of thousands of views. Everybody I repost. I said, but hold on. Yeah, he did say something about STEM school. So where's STEM school in there? And I'm so happy. Because when I heard about the STEM school, I said, man, this is a good idea. Why you don't have STEM type of technology going on in Jamaica? Right? STEM education, science, technology, engineering and math. And then he moved from STEM to STEAM. Can you put arts night? Ivan, what's up? Performative Andrew is more concerned about looking like he's doing than actually doing. Thank you. Thank you. And he don't care about doing for the people of Jamaica and Ivan. He doesn't. He only cares about the big boys. If you listen to him speak so far, it's all about the business people. It's about macroeconomics. It's not about the people, the grassroots people. Don't care about that. His government does not care about that. They listen, grassroots people is not a priority for the Jamaica Labour Party. If you're not already wealthy, Listen, a shark, you have to be a shark in the water and a whale. Them no business with nobody else. What's up, Royal Empire? Big up yourself.
We also need the private sector to help to build the supply chains that can respond to crisis. You know, I commend the private sector for coming together immediately in the aftermath of the hurricane. You mentioned that group that met to...
So Andrew, why you never listen to Mark Golding when Mark Golding tell us say, forget everybody together after the hurricane? No, you commend them to come together. Why you never say, let us all sit at the table and work out how we're gonna do this to bring back the country back on its feet, especially the people that is on the ground. T family, where you deal with? TM family, big up. Why you never do that?
About your distribution and the logistics and to cooperate with government. Indeed, I had a delegation of some private sector people who came to me to say, how can we help? Because the government's response, I think they felt it was a little bit shaky, like it wasn't delivering at the speed and at the level that they had expected. And so I do admire the Jamaican private sector. They're always willing to come and give support, and they're very organized. And I commend the Jamaican private sector because you got your distribution networks up and running very quickly. In fact, that is what...
Andrew, so why you couldn't get your distributions up and running very quickly? They were moving faster than you. Why you couldn't do it as a government? You should be ashamed of yourself, you know. You're here admitting that you were a failure. And these same people that Mark Golding told you to let us carry them to the table and get this thing done quickly. You know, say Mark Golding did right, Jamaica? Do you guys all see that Mark Golding was right? The suggestions that he gave was sound. A real good leader. A leader that was designed for such a time as this when Jamaica is in crisis and needs to rebuild. Mark Jefferson Golding. Meanwhile, Andrew Jones is there. Well, you know, I needed to establish NARA first before I could do anything. All of a sudden, NARA is the answer for all the problems in Jamaica. Bullshit. NARA is the entity for the rob up money. That's what NARA is for. And don't go to prison. Have a get out of jail card. That's what NARA is for, you know? Having an already get out of jail card. Indemnity. And oh, by the way, I have a wife that has a family that has a business, and they are going to get a lot of investment out of NARA. I just had to put that in there because, you know, that's the reality. Are you looking for your charger? You must be on your table, man. Something on there, sir.
Triggered a very quick restoration.
I don't want to spend much time on Andrew. We're spending enough time on him already.
But you know, your government has been very strategic. We focus on the things that government should focus on, like getting roads cleared and open so that the distribution trucks can get goods out. We have to strike a very careful balance. We recognize that many Jamaicans overseas would want to send things for their family here. And as much as we could, we facilitated, but we also knew that as things were coming in, the ports were being clogged and commerce was being killed. So we had to strike that balance to ensure that after the philanthropic interests dried up, our distribution businesses were still alive to be able to continue business. So during the management of the hurricane disaster, we had to take some very strategic decisions that balanced interests. Interests of persons who would want to see more philanthropic support, but also ensure that we balance to ensure our businesses could survive, stand up their operations, and be able to continue after the philanthropic efforts have subsided. And I think we created that balance because I don't think anyone could say that in any way the philanthropic aid that came in impacted the markets generally in terms of goods and prices and so forth. We kept a close watch just to make sure that what we're doing was not inadvertently destroying commerce.
So you were more interested in protecting the businesses than you were in making sure that those goods actually reach the people fast. That's what you're telling me. Wow. You're always looking out for the big guy, Andrew, but never the small guy. Mighty God. What was required is to get all those aid to the people as fast as possible, because guess what? There will be no commerce. Them can't afford to buy nothing, brother. Them no back on them feet. Them not have no job. Look how much people lost their job from the hotel. That's the reality, right? And it's not just the hotel. People lost their livelihood because they work from home and now they don't have a home. They didn't have electricity. All of the hairdresser them, all of the barber them. You understand? I know the people in my party, them fishing. All of that is at threat because of your public-private partnerships with friends and family.
We're doing was not inadvertently destroying commerce in Jamaica. So I said that because we don't write books on events anymore. We make posts. 300 words don't capture the fundamentals and profundity of challenges. So at every little occasion, I drop in a snippet of some of the things that government has to do that people don't consider. So that was one of them, to make sure that businesses were able to function and not be destroyed, in a sense, by activities that could flood markets and destroy supply chains. So reconstruction spending, it is not just repair, it is the single largest economic intervention that Jamaica will make in a generation. I want to say that again. The reconstruction spending that will come in NARA, it won't be just any ordinary capital expenditure. It will be the single largest economic intervention that will be made in a generation, possibly in the 200 and odd years of the Jamaica Chamber of Commerce. It will be the largest intervention. The possibility is that we could increase our GDP by more than 20% as a result. Every dollar spent on rebuilding this country is an opportunity to do more than restore what existed before. We're not rebuilding the old Jamaica, we're building the foundation of a new Jamaica, more competitive, more resilient, less exposed to the next shock. That means roads built not just to carry today's traffic, but to open new corridors for commerce, logistics, and housing. Water systems designed not just for current demand, but to meet agricultural expansion and expansion in tourism. Energy infrastructure that reduces our dependence on imported fuels and locks in lower costs for households and businesses for decades to come. And this is a big challenge, the challenge of energy. JPS is here. We are going through negotiations now. The intention is to lock in, with a license, certain changes that will see tangible reductions in electricity and energy costs for households and businesses. Jamaica's energy costs are prohibitive, and we have to tackle it. We must make substantial improvements in it, but we cannot place all our hopes of reduction on a renegotiated license. We must now explore in meaningful ways the large-scale deployment of alternative energy sources, and we must prepare ourselves to be able to deploy nuclear technology, because nuclear technology is becoming the de facto clean energy resource. So we have to put ourselves in that position, and it's not going to be long. It's going to be a decade or so, but to be able to deploy that, you have to prepare from now. So we are looking at the energy sector in real ways to make real changes. But we also need stronger firms. We need stronger contracting firms.
I'm not going to comment on that because we went over that already on previous lives. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just say, and Jonas, he promised the people this already about these energy making your light bill lower and all of that. He promised all of that 10 years ago. As a matter of fact, 11 years ago, 2015, when he was campaigning. But now, it's 2026, and he's telling me about 10 years down the line now with nuclear. Looking at his track record, this man cannot be trusted. That's all I'm saying.
Under contracting firms, firms that are investing in themselves, firms that are hiring the engineers and the architects and the project managers to be able to deliver the large projects that will come under NARA. But since I have this room, NARA is not only about government expenditure. There may be in this room companies that have projects that they want to have executed. NARA is that platform. We have stated that if you have a project, 50 million US or above, and it fits within the reconstruction and resilience, it is in alignment with any of the other projects that the government is doing, come to us, utilize the NARA platform for approvals and processing, and potential also for financing, and let us crowd in the private investment with the public investment. In other words, the $6 billion that the government is hoping to deploy could easily be multiplied by several factors over if the private sector is fully mobilized for this effort. So I'm using this opportunity to plant the seed in your minds, to start to think about all those projects that you have developed, but you have put in 513. Now may be the time to pull them, dust them off, revisit them, and see whether or not they can be crowded into the NARA investment train line. So that brings me to my closing of the presentation. A bit of a lovely audience as I ramble on. Productivity. So we have dealt with violence, fiscal discipline, resilience building, and now we're building resurgence. But the elephant in the room, which we don't speak of, is that of Jamaica's productivity. We are the third lowest in terms of regional productivity. Many issues wrapped up in that, but I would just like to say that productivity is the heart of growth. It is how we turn effort into value. It is how...
Yeah, my side, my live right now. Link down below right here, so pull up here. I'm just restrict me on WhatsApp so I can't share no more. So I notice when I now get the notification, so I put out this video, check out the live stream, catch the replays in real.
Rise without pushing prices out of control. I want to repeat that. Because as we are in this era, this period of wage negotiations, there's the view that you can increase wages inordinately, and it is of no impact on prices. If wages don't match productivity, and you increase wages, it's inflationary. It means you're going to come back again next year, ask for more wage increases because prices have increased.
So Angie, you never know that. Hey, you know what? Me have got to do it. No, seriously. No, hold on. Wait. Make me blouse and skirt past that and slow it down. Make me pause that and slow it down a little bit. Father God, give me patience. And just work with me, Father God. Work with me. I follow Andrew honest. I tell you say I bust one gasket. I lick one fuse. Yo, me not think me hear me just hear what Andrew say, but me listen again.
Inordinately, and it is of no impact on prices. If wages don't match productivity and you increase wages, it's inflationary.
Let me see which bright student in the class right now. When Andrew said that, what come to your mind? Listen what him said again.
Because as we are in this era, this period of wage negotiations, there's the view that you can increase wages inordinately, and it is of no impact on prices. If wages don't match productivity and you increase wages, it's inflationary. It means you're going to come back again next year, ask for more wage increases because prices have increased, and you come back again the following year and you're caught in this vicious cycle, which we have been caught in for the last 40 years.
I am so happy. What you said a while ago, Ivan, I have a second point to make about what he said. But more have to hear from Owen. Seriously, guys, when you hear Andrew Owen said this, listen to what I'm saying now.
Wages, it's inflationary, inordinately, and it is of no impact on prices. If wages don't match productivity and you increase wages, it's inflationary. It means you're going to come back again next year, ask for more wage increases because prices have increased, and you come back again the following year and you're caught in this vicious cycle, which we have been caught in for the last 40 years. So I just thought I would say it here. Productivity is the heart of growth. It is how we of Jamaica's productivity. We are the third lowest, as I rambled on. Productivity. Closing of the presentation. You've been such a lovely audience.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen to the Prime Minister.
Rambled on. Productivity. So we have dealt with violence, fiscal discipline, resilience building, and now we're building resurgence. But the elephant is in the room, which we don't speak of, is that of Jamaica's productivity. We are the third lowest in terms of regional productivity. Many issues wrapped up in that, but I would just like to say that productivity is the heart of growth. It is how we turn effort into value. It is how wages rise without pushing prices out of control. I want to repeat that. Because as we are in this era, this period of wage negotiations, there's the view that you can increase wages inordinately, and it is of no impact on prices. If wages don't match productivity and you increase wages, it's inflationary. It means you're going to come back again next year, ask for more wage increases because prices have increased, and you come back again the following year and you're caught in this vicious cycle, which we have been caught in for the last 40 years.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Owners asks one question. When you know if you pay the people have more money, when you find excuse. But when you know if you pay on yourself, when you never know say phone raising a play I got affect inflation. When you never know say it got affect the economy. When you not get the most money out of everybody. But where's the politicians' productivity? The underspending of the capital budget, the lack of growing the economy, on a fake unemployment rate, on a fake crime rate, right? On a doubling of the import bill, no productivity in agriculture. What is the marker of performance that you guys have done as politicians that gave you, make you feel say you deserve the extra money you want to give yourself? All you dirty Nigel Clark, you is apartheid. You think you apartheid problem? You was there. You facilitated all of this nonsense. But here's Andrew Owners coming to tell us that the teacher them can't get them money and then people can't get them money because why? You can't just raise on the pay. It can affect inflation because the productivity is low. I overfought that, Andrew. Where are the policies in place from the government? Where's the plan to increase productivity and give people opportunity? Now we have the parity situation. That now going to reduce productivity more when the people them now produce and now earn for themselves. Freedom we are deal with. Big up yourself thanks to the gold coin. In Carlene, can you imagine? It come to me like, hold on. Productivity, inflation, then why want to give yourself them the money there? Where's the productivity of the politicians? Make it make sense. What have they done to deserve that money? Our light bills are through the roof. Every single thing what the People's National Party give them, the man then give them how much tax what they are. High, more tax power and pressure we right after the storm. What ideas have they come up with that them deserve to get them the money they what them a get? Donna Bell, big up yourself, mama. How you doing? What's up, my baby? Good to see you over on YouTube. Paris, back up, big up. What have they done? Why am I saying I not spend too long for Andrew, man? But I tell you, say man just hurt my spirit. I go fast still because I'm going to rush.
So I just thought I would say it here. Maybe we'll have more people saying it so that the outlook and view of the society can change, that people can start to focus on really what do they produce? What do we produce as a people?
Andrew, what have you produced as a government? What results have you produced for you to deserve the money that you got? The one where you say never when I go take on your take? What have you done?
To claim increased wages. It's a discussion we need to have. There's no value in money if it is not backed by production. And if you give people more money and there is no production to back it, then you're just paying more for the same production.
Oh my God. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Let me save this into my draft. Wait a damn minute. Let me save this. Hold up. Wait a minute.
There's no value in money if it is not backed by production, wages. It's a discussion we need to have. There's no value in money.
Listen to this.
If it is not backed by production.
Yes.
And if you give people more money and there is no production to back it, then you're just paying more for the same production.
Andrew, why did we pay you guys 200 to 300% more pound of money? The production has not been better. Let me play that again. Because it look like you don't know so this apply to Uno as politician. Listen to this.
To claim increased wages. It's a discussion we need to have. There's no value in money if it is not backed by production. And if you give people more money and there is no production to back it, then you're just paying more for the same production.
Jamaica, we are paying more to Andrew Onis and the Jamaica Labour Party for the same production or less. Not even more, less. The same or less. They don't deserve their 200 to 300% increase. They have not done nothing in terms of performance-wise. They promised 5 in 4, they failed. And they blame everything under the sun for their failure. Meanwhile, you have other countries around the world who go through the same crisis them, and they have grown their economy. Them underspend the capital budget. The hospitals are in a deplorable state. The road are in a deplorable state. The police them not get paid enough money. The nurse them not get paid enough money. The teacher them not getting paid enough money. Children are going to school hungry. Why you think Damian Crawford a carry them got court? That's a whole nother conversation. The people them a get dunce and dunce. Where is the performance? We have a water crisis in the land of wood and water. Where is the performance from these people to say that they deserve basic necessities will like be lent too damn high? Where's the energy plan? The police them have violate people human rights every day upon the road. Where's the protection of the citizens through legislation? Every single damn ministry this government has failed in. But they are getting paid for failure. Where is the productivity? Where is it? Somebody please explain it to me. But he just said this a while ago, not my word. Let's play it again before it's done. Come here, try to stay on that 3-minute mark, you know.
There's no value in money if it is not backed by production. And if you give people more money,
yes,
and there is no production to back it,
yes,
then you're just paying more for the same production.
Wow. Wow.
It is an idea that needs to seep into the minds of the average Jamaican.
Wow.
So, it is how businesses grow without passing on higher costs to consumers. Again, another area that needs some discussion. It is how government collects more revenues without raising taxes. It is...
But you just raised tax the other day. Nella's Wagwan. He just raised taxes the other day. I think...
How Jamaica will compete with its peers. Productivity. Improving productivity must become a national habit. For government, that means faster approvals, better project management, cleaner procurement, stronger digital services, and infrastructure that reduces the cost of doing business. And that's what the government is committed to doing. For businesses, it means investing in equipment, technology, training, management systems, export readiness, energy efficiency, and quality control. And I know every business here represented is doing just that, trying to improve your productivity in order to compete. And for our workers, it means skills, improving skills. And since I have the business community here, every day, a business person said to me, listen, Prime Minister, I cannot find people to work. But when I go out into the field, I see a lot of people not working. It is a challenge for businesses, and it is indeed, at this point, a constraint on growth.
Andrew, now you say, Dr. Economical, where are deal with? Andrew, now you say, we have the lowest unemployment rate, so how come you go out and see what the people now work? Hey, me tell you, me tell you, say them unemployment rate argument are rubbish, you know. Just dash that way in a garbage pan, you know. Because the way them calculate unemployment no make no sense, you know. It makes no sense, Jamaica. No sense whatsoever.
The question is, how do we attract the people who have decided to withhold their labor? How do we attract them into the labor market? It is a national conversation that must be had. But as our country grows and our economy grows...
So, hombre, you not have that the conversation they get after 9 years and 10 years. Hey, me say me grieve to man. Mighty God.
and we approach full employment, which we are almost at full employment, we are going to have a new labor policy and a new policy on work, because the current situation is indeed constraining on your output and your efficiency. But it also means that the Chamber of Commerce needs to join the conversation, needs to become stronger advocates, and you can't just leave it up to myself and Tony, because I'm going to say one thing, and anything I say, Tony going to say the opposite. So we need to hear the voice of the business community to not just advocate for your position, but to have a conversation with your employees and your customers, to speak generally so that the entire Jamaica can understand where we are today. It is totally different from the 70s. Where we are today, Jamaica could become Dubai or Singapore, where if our economy grows...
Andrew, you have sense? I really genuinely ask if that brother have sense. Brother, take Dubai and Singapore out of your mouth, brother. Do you know what kind of innovative, transformational things are done in Dubai to make Dubai Dubai? Remember say a sun, you know? Remember say a sun that? Remember say a desert in Jamaica? You don't see water flow in Dubai. But Jamaica, the land of food and water, can't find water in everybody pipe. But him talk about Jamaica can turn Dubai under film government and film governance. Away my smoke, man. That must have got me in the next 10,000 years. The man can't even... Yo, brother, the man is a con artist. The man is not a dreamer, bro. The man is a con artist. Which dreamer? I want your homestead. Me say the man a con artist, brother. The man is no dreamer, bro. Because he know within himself, say, the way how them operate that even possible under film regime. You know what is Singapore? First of all, if him did there Singapore like what Andrew Stevens saying, would I get locked up? Enough of them within a government right now, within a prison. And you know what they would I get? Would I get some lashes with some whip because of them corruption? You never know. Them place a serious punishment they get when they in a corruption in a them place there. You understand what I say? Jamaican people don't have sense to stop make them money a chicken, you know. In a real life I can talk about Dubai and Singapore, you know. All of this nonsense in my chat. Singapore Marathi.
We might have to bring people in to keep the economy turning over. Yes, and can you imagine that Jamaica has reached that stage? It is how Cayman has grown, Antigua is growing.
You know why? Because you are the failure. You, Andrew, and your government don't protect the citizens them. You have not made it lucrative for them to want to stay in Jamaica. Everybody wants to fly out and go work elsewhere. You have to ask yourself, ladies and gentlemen, why do people leave Jamaica and automatically the same people themselves lazily in Jamaica and they are not productive? As soon as they reach America, the most productive individuals them on the earth. Why is that? Have you guys ever asked yourself that question? And the answer is quite easy. Opportunity. Once people see what you ever hear them say, when they say the term they always use, what they go? Somebody that strengthen labor, encouragement strengthen labor. This Jamaican government, yes, I agree with the origin graphics. As soon as his name was called and corruption, he should have stepped down. But he's not a person of integrity, so you know it is what it is. But in Andrew head, he doesn't see himself as a criminal though. That's what you think. That's what you think. Remember, say you have your own conscience, you know, you have to face it, you know, from time to time, you know. Yes, why you think he was so upset in the debate with him and Mark Goley? Because Mark Goley taught the things them and in there for looking at the mirror. When Mark Goley taught the things them in the debate last year, the leadership debate, you have to face, I'm looking at man and I'm looking at man in the mirror.
All of these other countries that have taken our labor to build their industries.
Andrew Honest, the reason why nobody never thief the labor force in Jamaica. Him to know. Well, I never make one next video. What is list, man. No, TikTok active tonight. Me have to save them video. No. Yo, wait. I want to go on here.
Where we are today, Jamaica could become Dubai or Singapore.
Rubbish. Not on the Andrew Willis watch. That will never happen. Let's continue.
Where if our economy grows, we might have to bring people in to keep the economy turning over. Yes, and
Why you think the people in? You have to bring people in. You have to bring people in well less fortunate than the people in Jamaica. Because as soon as them go America and Canada, they start to be productive. The same people them want to talk about. No. You are the problem and your government, yes.
that Jamaica has reached that stage. It is how Cayman has grown, Antigua is growing, all of these other countries that have taken our labor.
Bad man, the reason why them take the labor because them treat the people them better and pay them better. You're deaf. That is why they're getting more opportunities there. So you are the problem because you have a labor force that obviously is competent because they go to other countries and build those other countries because they're getting paid well and they can actually earn something to start their family, get a house at some point in their lifetime. But under your watch, because you're a failure, again I ask the question, why are you guys getting paid so much money when you're an absolute failure as a government? Where you can't even retain. And I want to ask the question because I heard this on Dre Bryan show. Is it true that you made a deal with Marco Rubio and Jonas to the point where they're not supposed to give out a lot of visas to the Jamaican people and the workforce because you want to force them to stay here? Is that true? I'm just asking a question. I would really like to know. I'm looking out for your answer because, you know, you answer us indirectly. Not true. I want to hear. Somebody tag Andrew.
To build their industries. We must see ourselves as closed, insulated, xenophobic, isolated. We have to see ourselves as a country where people want to come and live, and we must embrace them. Get the crime down.
Andrew, nobody no want to come and live here, brother. The police, them abuse the city. It's not just getting crime down. The police, them abusing the citizens. You think the international community is not looking on, Andrew? Those things matter, Andrew. People want to come over here and not because they are from the United States. They want to see how you treat the locals. How you treat your own tells them a lot about you, Andrew, and your government.
Clean up the streets, start the reinvestment. You won't have a hand to save Jamaica.
Yeah, but won't have hand for sell Jamaica. No one them say him change the definition of Jamaica. You want to sell Jamaica. That's it. And that doesn't involve the people them. Like the people in my party, that don't involve them. But you want to sell the island itself, the land. Sell Jamaica. Wow. Boy, hey, let them talk long enough. They tell on themselves, ladies and gentlemen. Mighty God. Let's move on from Andrew. We're done with him. Done with Andrew. Done with Andrew. So wonderful Colin Bell had Mr. Julian Robinson on the show, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. You know, we don't get to hear from our shadow finance minister regularly, you know, so. You know, we have to hug that opportunity. Not true? True.
The technical issues.
Room in bathroom.
Yes.
You know, everybody coming like a plywood sheet. That's why they completely won't rotate that in marble. You know what I mean? There's no paint in there. You know what I mean? And they call them up.
I've sorted those out now. You are the chair for the time this evening. We'll talk again. Listen.
All right.
Wait, Dr. Darcy did it? No, man. No, man. Colin Bell active today, man.
Maestro and them thing they can settle.
Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah, no, I cannot.
Meeting is that the board. That is not the one responsible. UWI.
Colin Bell active, man.
I didn't. What's
up, unknownly, bro?
He said that he's not the one responsible. He does not appoint or hire people.
But he's the one who, if he says that the board no longer serves at his pleasure, it has to be dissolved. And
right.
If we are to believe what happened, was it 2 years ago,
according to Mr. Chai Chung, that's what happened. The minister decided that the board no longer served at his pleasure, and it was dissolved. So even if you don't appoint more than a few members to the board, you have the power to dissolve a board you don't like.
Exactly.
And then persons can manipulate the system to find more favorable persons. There's absolutely no board in Jamaica right now that is appointed by a minister where that board goes against what the minister wants, or the minister is not happy with the performance of the board or the direction the board is going in, and that board is still in existence. It just doesn't happen. That is the power of the minister in charge of the portfolio.
True.
So I don't buy that 1 second to say that because he doesn't appoint that those members to the board, he's not responsible. The buck All right, stops with Dr. the Ness. minister. Let me thank you for the time this evening. We'll talk again. Listen. All right.
So, Christopher Tufton wants to be, it's not my fault. I don't, I'm not responsible for that. That's his, it wasn't me. I don't have any power. I can't do nothing. Leave me out of it. And these people are getting paid so much money. Let me tell you something, man. Jamaica, you're not serious, you know? You're not serious. Only if Jamaica did serious. Me here talk on my TV a cuss one night and I said, Jaja. In some other country, them thing I can't go on, you know? 1 baby dead, 2 baby dead, 20 odd baby dead in a 1 month. Health minister have to lift up. What I say him have to do? Him have to lift up. Already you can't fly, him have to fly. And lift up. You never know. And in an axe business that they already know it's understood. It don't have to be said. Him have to what? Lift up. No way you can stay in a position. Hell and powder house now that the country there. 20 had pitney there. In a 1 hospital. AC, no AC, so people can't get critical surgery. Too much failure, man. Jamaica, we have some jellyback voter population. Yeah, we have some jellyback voter population, yeah. Yeah, I said it. Like and share the video. We not stand for business. Christopher Tufton and Jonas should have to live up a long time. That may I tell you.
Shadow Minister Julian Robinson, MP Robinson, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening to you, Shakafi, man. Good evening to your listeners.
Thanks for the time. We're having some little technical issues, but I think hopefully we have sorted those out now. You are the chairman of the PAC, and you basically conducted all those hearings, as we asked Dr. Dawes a while ago. What are your views on the minister's statement that he does not hire CEO and stuff like those?
Well, he may be technically correct, but the reality is that if the minister is not happy with a decision made by the board, he has the authority to terminate the board. And if you listen to what the former chairman said, they went through a pretty exhaustive recruitment process. They recommended someone from abroad to take up the position. The board felt it needed an external person.
Julian?
Not someone. Yeah.
What an evening.
Are you hearing me?
We're not hearing Julian clearly.
Because I didn't want to add to the bandwidth. Are you hearing me?
We're not hearing you clearly at all, Julian.
You hearing me any better?
Yes, that is good. We are hearing you now. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. No, I'm saying, even though the minister may be technically correct that he doesn't hire a CEO, if you listen to what Mr. Chai Chung said, the board went through an extensive recruitment process. They recommended somebody external from abroad because he felt it needed an outsider to do the reform.
Gone again, Julian. Gone again.
I don't know. You hearing me at all? No?
I hear you now. Let's go to finance. Let's leave the minister alone.
Well, just to say,
Let's go to
we
finance.
have a meeting, we have a PSC meeting tomorrow where the current CEO has been summoned, Mr. Mitchell. So
The current CEO will be at PAC tomorrow?
What? Merle Rose, what go on? The current CEO are there at PS. All right. Hey.
cannot definitively confirm if he will be present, but he has been summoned to attend.
Oh, man.
So we have a meeting tomorrow at 10 o'clock.
Whew. I don't know what is happening this evening.
You're hearing me?
Oh, you're all hearing him clearly? Well, if you're hearing him clearly, go ahead, Julian.
No, I'm just saying that the current CEO has been summoned. We have a meeting at 10 tomorrow. I can't say at this point whether he will be present, but he has been summoned. The point I was making about, you asked about the minister's comment with the CEO. The minister appoints the board. The board made a decision to recommend an outsider, overseas person to be the CEO. It's clear from what Mr. Chaichong said that that decision didn't find favor with the minister. And, having made the appointment, the minister asked the board to resign, and the members did. So even if the minister doesn't directly determine who the CEO is, if he's clearly not in agreement with the direction of the board,
Right.
then he can exercise his authority, which he did,
Of
to
course.
ask the board to resign. And the board did, and a new board was appointed. And I think Alfred said it correctly. A board appointed by a minister is not going to survive if it takes decisions which the minister doesn't support. And in this case, based on what Mr. Chaichong said, there wasn't support for the appointment of this person. But we continue, as I said, tomorrow. We have someone, the CEO. We should have some more documentation in relation to the recruitment of that external person. And so, we will continue to interrogate the issues tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I don't know if you hear me, Shaka Fiam. My screen seems to be freezing. I don't know if it's
Be a
on my
problem,
side.
Shaka, now.
The economy.
Shaka.
Yeah, Julian, I was saying that since the war started in the Middle East, we have not heard any official statement from the government as it relates to the direction of the country.
What's up,
And
Amoy?
the oil price has spiraled out of control. Well, today we see like there might be some semblance of returning to normalcy.
Yeah.
But the economy, as we understand it, is in a recession. What are your views on that?
Yeah, we've had two quarters of negative growth. I mean, we would have expected certainly one, possibly two, depending on the impact of the hurricane. But the reality is that, what is needed to get us out of the growth, out of this slump, is not being done. You have to accelerate your capital spending. If you look at the report from the Independent Fiscal Commissioner, we were way behind in the last fiscal year in terms of spending the capital budget. We are likely to be in the same position this year.
Jamaica, only hear that? So, only hear when Anjonas ran off in motor a while ago. In a previous speech, I talked about productivity and growth and the economy and all of this. Them are the problem. They are not spending the capital budget, and it's there to be spent. They are the failure.
Now, I know when I make these comments, the government is going to say that is why we need an arrow to ensure that we can get more
Rubbish.
spent. But the reality is that you need to improve the systems within government. I get in that echo there, I'm not sure what's happening.
Continue.
Yeah, so I'm saying to inject more life into the economy, we have to ensure that the capital budget is spent in a timely manner, and more importantly, in a transparent and accountable way, so that taxpayers can feel satisfied that their monies are being spent properly. And we have seen, certainly over the last 5 years, probably going further, that we have been unable to spend the capital budget. Now, you mentioned the impact of inflation. I heard a report that the May numbers, no surprise there, inflation is higher because the earth impact has been hitting us. We have pretty much for the last 20 weeks or so, with the exception of 1 or 2 weeks, we have had a $4.50 increase in gas prices every week. That is obviously being passed on to consumers by businesses who are feeling the effects in the cost of electricity. And if you're feeling the impact in electricity, it is going to impact every good and service that is produced in the country. Now, it is imported inflation, and we have to watch and see what the DOJ does at the next quarterly meeting of the Monetary Policy Commission as to whether they hold rates or whether they increase rates. We don't know. Today we heard that a deal has been made, and that has moderated oil prices. Let's see if that deal holds,
Yes.
and we have some stability back in the market. But notwithstanding all of these things, there's more that has to be done to improve our competitiveness, improve our productivity, so that even when things stabilize, we can get some growth in the economy.
But what do you say to people that say that not even the opposition is talking about the recession? The PIOJ said we went down by 7.1% in the last quarter of 2025. We are going down by 5.9% in the first quarter of 2026, and they are also predicting that 4% decline in 2020 in the second quarter of 2026. Why are we not hearing the opposition talking about this recession?
I mean, what we have said, Shaka Fam, is not just to talk about it, but to outline the things that we have consistently been saying need to be done to transform the economy and to have growth, with or without the hurricane. Now, the argument may be these things arise because of the hurricane and the impact thereof. But we have been indicating for some time now, without these external shocks, a number of things that are required. The first one is the diversification in our energy sector away from our dependence on heavy fuel oil. I mean, this government has been, quite frankly, a failure at that diversification. What we left in 2016 is taking them 8 years to do our request for proposal. We may have new renewable energy coming on the grid, but that's 9 years, 10 years into a term. Now, that is one of the major impacts of that, something within the control of the government that has been done. If we weren't so dependent on oil, we wouldn't be impacted by all these shocks, and we would be in a better position economically.
Of course.
And so, one, moving faster on diversification of energy sources. Secondly, fundamental reform in education. And we have emphasized again the need for investment at the basic and the primary school level so that children can leave primary school literate and numerate. We're hearing the calls from the private sector that they need to import labor. They need to import labor because there's a mismatch between the needs of employers and the workforce out there. And people can't find people to work when there are people out there in need of work. And our training agency has not been able to provide the workforce needs necessary for the workforce at hand. So how we deal with education is the second one. And I call it the 4 E's because these are things I spoke about in the budget debate and in our manifesto going forward.
Yes.
In terms of efficiency, we put forward programs to make it easier for micro and small and medium-sized enterprises to be brought into the formal sector. We propose a 3-year tax holiday, which would allow MSMEs to formalize without paying taxes, but this would give them opportunities to access funding.
Grow their business.
They don't, because they can't do it when they are informal. We propose for the cultural and creative industries a $1 billion fund so that we could inject new economic life into industries that have long been the backbone of the country but have been very informal. So frankly, we've been talking about these things for some time. So it may sound,
redundant.
We're talking about recession because all the prescriptions that we have advocated for are still relevant today, but they are not being pursued with the pace or the alacrity or the focus necessary for us to move out of negative economic growth.
I agree, Jude.
Yo, before Shaka said, I first listened to this, Jamaica, do you remember what one of the suggestions that the People's National Party gave to the government? Tax collection efficiency. A lot of these entities are avoiding tax in Jamaica under the government. Even Andrew Wallace was questioned about tax evasion in 2015, 2016 when he was running for office. You remember? Oh, my taxes are up to date, but we called and the taxes are not up to date. No, but I'm sure my taxes are up to date. No, sir, but we called and your taxes are not up to date. Look at the report for the IC. Companies that they said were nil, but they were loaning money to other companies that he had. What? A lot of red flags about taxes, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of red flags about taxes. So, that was a key thing. Tax efficiency, tax collection efficiency was a key thing.
And that all that you have said is still relevant. But the government is operating as if nothing wrong and that the economy is doing well. When the economy is not doing well, we are of the opinion that it is the opposition's responsibility to point out to the people that the economy is going downhill right now. And if you don't acknowledge the problem, then there won't be any effort to fix that problem.
Simple.
I agree, but we've been talking about these things. And I mean, I was at a divisional conference in Maypen yesterday. I spoke about it. I mean, I've done interviews about it. So it's not a case of not highlighting. Now, again, you can speak about it in one context, but the obvious question people are going to ask is, what will you do different? And again, we have...
Yeah, but to ask the opposition, what will we do differently less than a year after the general election is being hypocritical. The opposition can't do nothing about it right now. They never wanted the opposition to do anything about it. Else they would have voted us in government. So
Okay.
we have to be pounding the government on this issue, Julian.
I'll ask you there. I don't know if you're picking
No, I was saying that anybody who is asking what the opposition should be doing would do different right now is an hypocrite. Less than a year after the election, the opposition have no power to do anything but to point out what is going wrong with the country.
Simple.
Agreed. I mean, and as I said, all the indicators right now are going in the wrong direction. But more importantly, or more worrisome, is that the things that we believe need to be addressed are not being addressed with the pace, the focus, and the alacrity necessary for us to bounce back quickly. You can have a number of types of recoveries. You can have a V shape where you bounce very quickly. It's unlikely that we're going to have a V shape. You can have a U shape where you stay in a flatter type of growth before you have recovery. Maybe we may have that, but the things that are necessary are not being done to transform the economy in a meaningful way. And again, the government may say that's why you put a narrow to speed up things. What we would say, we're not opposed to narrow, we were opposed to how it was designed and the lack of accountability in its design. But beyond that, the critical things that we have highlighted need to be addressed so that you can have strong recovery coming out of this hurricane. I mean, right now, if you look at the affected,
but it can also be a L-shaped recovery, Julian, which will put Jamaica in serious problems.
It could be that as well, where it takes a number of quarters before you see any sign of growth, because you have to ensure that the productive infrastructure is ready to get things going again, and that is dealing with issues of productivity, dealing with issues of the labor force. If you looked at Peter Bunting's presentation 2 weeks ago, he highlighted the decline in productivity, over the last 20 odd years. So there are a number of things that have to be addressed if you're going to have improvement in our GDP growth, which are not being addressed at all right now.
$12.50 on diesel, 1 litre, Julian, or $10.50 on regular diesel, $12.50 on low sulfur. What effect will that have on the country's economy?
I mean, obviously, it's going to have an inflationary effect because one is going to diminish purchasing power, because if you're a householder and you have to pay so much more for gas, then you have less money to go to supermarket, less money to spend on everything else. So that diminishes your purchasing power, which has a negative impact on growth. But worse, if you're a business, you can't absorb all of that as a business, so you're going to pass it on, which means it will have a negative inflationary impact
on the consumer,
because you're going to charge more for your goods and services.
Exactly.
And the consuming public, already having to spend more on services, will have less money to spend on those things. So all of those things point in a negative direction in terms of the impact on economic growth.
It is rather frightening, Julian, that February to March to April to May to June, nearly 4 months into the war, the Prime Minister
quiet like a lamb about the war, brother. Technical difficulty again. This one I go on the show, man. Why the money when I go after Karen Bell show today?
Yeah.
I lost you there again.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I was saying that 4 months after the war, the Prime Minister has not addressed the country as it relates to the direction that we're going. Neither the Prime Minister nor the Minister of Finance. What are your views on that?
You are correct in terms of neither has said, the impact. We have seen with Petrojam that the government has loaned it some money to cover some of the losses because they've been absorbing some of the fuel price increases. But in a more general terms, in terms of indicating what are the plans to address the impact of it, no, we haven't had anything from IW2 beyond just the specific thing from Petrojam and what Petrojam is doing. But we have now seen that Petrojam has lifted the $4.50 cap.
Yes.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens this week, because globally we seem to be moving to an agreement which has brought oil prices down, but I don't know whether that will have an impact in a negative way or what. We'll have to wait until Wednesday to see what impact that has.
Oh, again? Oh my God.
welcome back. So, the live, make everybody know. So it's conflict. You know, not as tough. So I don't know.
We suffering from you signing. Program died already. Well, no, nothing serious already take place locally today, but internationally,
Yes.
the US said them sign an arrangement with Iran, a memorandum of understanding, should say. And the Iranians then confirmed them signing. Abbas Arachi and Mohammed Galibaf say them signing. So, them say Friday now, officially, there'll be an official signing ceremony in Geneva, Switzerland.
Yeah.
And thereafter, the Straits of Hormuz will be opened and then over a 6-day period. And we'll discuss what them call the nuclear issue and the ballistic missile issue. So right now, what them want to do on the economic side, I get the Straits of Hormuz open. And that I know I give them on them.
And not just open, but toll free.
Yeah, well, the Iranians said they don't agree with that. They have to get toll from it.
Oh,
Donald said it has to be toll free. The man then said, no, we don't have to work with that. We have to run the thing. We have to Oman around the place. Yeah. So that's another thing. Yeah. So that's the Iranian position.
So everything not settled yet then?
No, and the man said we have to get back some of our money. So what Donald said, because in the criticize Obama, so Obama give demanded money. It was demanded money from an aunt to Obama, give them back. So when Madonna make him friend them, him allies them in the Middle East, he demand them some money. Because it don't want to make it look like him the money, because that him criticize Obama for.
Politics.
Yeah, but Donald is a con man.
And the man never said they have to get back some money.
The man must have to get back some money. Yeah, you know, about like 100 billion for you, your friend them about 100 billion for you, want back some of them money. So, you know how it look like America.
They suffer a lot of damages.
Look like America again. Eh?
They suffer a lot of damage in the war.
Yeah, man. Well, that's different because they talk about that, you know, reparations from the war. But the man must say, apart from that, the 100 billion we have locked down from we need back some of them money there. So because they criticize Obama, so Obama give the man them money and the man them use that to enrich them nuclear thing. They might tell him friend them in the Middle East, said them to give back the money. And they say they make it look like him give back the money.
Hey, Trump full of style, you know?
Yeah, man.
Man, full of style.
Yeah. So what we saw today was oil, American oil dropped to $80.15. British oil dropped to $83.63. The borrow for US government for borrow for 6 months now 3.7% per annum. 2 year 4.07, 5 year 4.19, 10 year 4.47, and 30 year 4.98. Slightly below last week. In Jamaica we get the inflation number for May.
Yes.
Up by 1.5%. Food and other alcoholic beverages climbed by 1.9%. Restaurant and accommodation, which are proxy for tourism, up by 5.7%. Housing, water, electricity, and gas up by 0.7%. So for me, it was 1.5%, and for me of last year to me of this year, 5.4%. So
as it breached the Bank of Jamaica market?
Almost there, 5.4%. Just 6 percentage points away from the Bank of Jamaica target.
You mean 0.6 percentage points?
Yeah, man, from Bank of Jamaica target. Mm-hmm.
One Debs, what go on?
Rally.
So, what's that I breach by the next month? Yeah. Well, the BOJ done say that already.
So, I spoke to Julian a while ago and asked him about the recession and the fact that the opposition is not beating it. And he was saying to us that people are asking what different the opposition would do. I said to him that anybody who asks that is a full hypocrite because it is less than a year after the last election. So for anybody to ask what the opposition would do different now, no make no sense. It is the opposition's responsibility to highlight what is happening and to basically beat the government on the things that are going wrong. The opposition can they do anything really?
All them things are then the government.
Oh no.
No, I saw the government, I saw the people, and I said, what would they do if they were in government?
Well, even that question right now is not necessary. Because the opposition did put some plans forward that could have that make things different. And I am confident that had it been the PNP in power, would have spent more money by now on the hurricane. We couldn't sit down with so much money, access to so much money, and don't start ramp up the economy. And as a go ahead.
Yeah, well, Julian could repeat those things because the Jamaican people will say, well, shut up your mouth then because if you don't have no option or no alternative.
He did repeat some of the things that they put on the table. He did repeat the things that were put on the table by the opposition. But I was saying to him that I don't think they are talking about the recession enough because the government is not accepting that there is a recession. Or you know what, really? You know the truth about it? Have we heard anybody in the government say that we are not in a recession?
No, they don't say no.
So
but nobody Yeah, they haven't denied it, but they're not talk about it and try to avoid it.
But would you, if you were the government, would you be talking about it?
Well, other governments talk about it and tell you what they're about it. So if you don't know where
Good morning,
you can't
Merle.
talk about it. But the Canadian governments and the UK government and the US government, they talk about them things and tell you what they will do.
Yes.
Merle, yeah, you have to sign a register, make sure so you put your name in the honorable book, you know. The honorable book of memberships. Alright? Guys, make sure that you're an honorable member of the platform. Don't just sign your name, say you're present on Bolo VNR 2.0. Sign your name in the honorable book of membership. Alright? Yes, man, get your VIP card, man. Get your VIP card, ladies and gentlemen. Yes? And you know, me not promote the membership enough. I need to start promote the membership more now. Yeah, man, get the body emoji them and them suck them, man, you know? Yes, and I have a lot of subscriber, well, not subscriber only. I have a lot of membership only videos out there right now that them can't see nowhere else. If you're not a member, you're not gonna be able to view them. You understand? And I'm working on some new ones. Yeah, I'm working on some new ones, ladies and gentlemen. Exclusive to only members alone. So if you haven't bought a membership, yeah, you won't be able to see those videos, alright? Trust me, you want to do that.
Tell you what they will do.
Yes.
Because they're responsible and they understand policy.
But you're saying that
Because you can't have a recession and
the Jamaican government is not responsible.
Not responsible.
No, because the Jamaican people are not responsible and they don't want accountability. The Canadian government call it and tell you what they're going to do. The UK government call when they have a problem and tell you what they're going to do because that's the responsibility of the government.
We're taking your calls on 1-876-804-7072. So anybody who wish to call, Rally's on the line, you can call. No.
One of the good things that will happen is that the credit unions now, which have 218 billion in assets, 173 billion in savings, 149 billion in loans, long overdue, they are now being allowed to participate in the real-time post transfer system and the automated clearing system. So they don't have to clear through a commercial bank now. So I look at the shackles that come off of the credit union now, which I believe is a very good move.
Okay, Favor Williams made that move?
No, Bank of Jamaica, not through the chief. Without a minister of finance, man. He's never there.
Hold on there. Hello, caller. Good evening. Welcome to the College Day Show. Ralston Iman is on the line.
Ralston,
good evening, Colin. Good evening.
I don't want to hear that brother there. I can't stand that brother there.
Simple. So the BOJ is taking out money to contain inflation. The government should be spending in order to facilitate economic activity. That is how sensible people run country. That's why I want to tell you them don't know what they might do.
Fully done.
Good. Two good things before we go.
75% of the investment because the cost of living is because people are going to look the best opportunity. Yeah, man, that's what he said. And he's correct. So while he's, as he said, while
Then now, some of these.
what that is doing, some of that money will go abroad. Some may go in real estate because people are going to look the best opportunity. Some may go into government or Jamaica bonds. But after that initial thing, over the long term, that would deprive pension funds and investors of one of the most stable companies to invest in and which pay a dividend. So long term is not good for the country.
Finally, Ralston, I am wondering if a carrier and an NCB which paid more than 4% in return around that 56 billion.
Into a recession, then they are going to have problems. NCB just repossessed $2 billion in houses and all of those things. It is going to be difficult for them to find people to sell those things to because we're in a recession. So it is important that the government of Jamaica develop measures to move the country out of a recession so that consumers will have more spending power, so that banks will have more clients to lend to, and them not have to go around and repossess cars like them a car park or repossess houses like them a real estate companies. So the administration in denying that we're in a recession and not taking steps to move out of the recession is doing a disservice to the country and to all of those financial institutions and all businesses. So this is the government now to step up to the plate.
I'm going to challenge you to your rally. Because as I asked you a while ago, I have not heard the administration say that the country is not in a recession. I never hear anybody.
No, man, they're not going to admit that, man. They don't know that.
But when I hear them say they're not in there either, it's just the man from PIOJ said that we're not going to see a recession. He's not a part of the administration. When is it that we are going to get a chance?
He's one of the major advisors to the administration.
Yeah, but I would love to hear somebody ask the Minister of Finance, the Junior Minister, or the Prime Minister, if Jamaica is in a recession?
I'm telling you the answer that they're going to give. They're not going to say. You heard the Prime Minister spoke recently and he only spoke of 1 quarter. Why 1 quarter? Why think he never go to the other quarter?
Because he not talk about the recession.
Right, simple.
So,
You hear the man Max Biles about it in Parliament. Why think him duck that, sir?
but the question was, you see, the question was not direct. They gave him an opt-out option. Peter Bunting said, now that we are in a recession.
Yep.
And Biles
I notice him never say we're not in a recession.
No,
and
so,
he never admit that we're in a recession.
But some people say silent means consent.
Yeah, of course.
Boy. You said that
yeah, but we don't need...
You said that NCB repossessed $2 billion in houses. $2 billion.
Residential, commercial, and agricultural properties. So it go right across the spectrum.
$2 billion.
Yep.
While the country is doing exceptionally well. Now may I talk to the bloggers and the vloggers and the propagandists out there who are defending the government. Please explain to us.
Between them and... Yeah, go ahead.
Please explain to us why NCB would repossess $2 billion in residential and commercial housing. And how much in motor vehicle now?
Almost $1 billion, them on JNND alone, because the people just can't service them loans, because the people, either people lose them jobs or because the cost of living is increasing, people have to make choices as to what they buy and what they pay. So people are experiencing difficulties in paying for their cars and for their houses. I'm talking to people from the real estate sector. Yesterday we had a conversation with Roger Allen, who is the Vice President of the Realtors Association of Jamaica and also the chairman of their multiple listing company. And they said it is going to get worse because a whole lot of buildings going up. 80% of the buildings that are going up are with bank financing. People are building not because they are developers, they are building as hustlers because they want to get what they call short-term rental. And he's saying when you look at the loan payments plus the maintenance fees, the rentals are beyond the reach of the majority of the people. So a lot of those places are going to remain empty and they are going to be repossessed by members of the banking sector.
Isn't that going to put the banks in trouble, really? More bad debt?
Yeah, well, the non-performing loans are going to be increased. That is why I'm saying that the government has to do something. So it's not the banks, as I was saying to Neville, in terms of their profitability. Their profitability is determined by the state of the economy.
Obi.
Yeah, man. Hi, Colin. How are you doing? You said that.
Yes,
I listened to that program yesterday, and the vice president also said that, listen, there was an oversupply of apartments certainly in Kingston and St. Andrew, or in St. Andrew.
Yeah, man.
He also said that, and that certainly is also cause for concern, because what we are going to see is a lot of those apartments and so on locked up. So it's money that really tied up.
If you go on Paddington or if you go on Wellington, you see all of them locked.
Yeah, it is a sad tale, Raleigh. So Raleigh, in light of the pension fund, I think that's what Becky was alluded to. That is now moved from 5% to 7.5%. What will that do to the market and to the economy generally?
What? Repeat the question.
In light of the pension funds, Raleigh is asking.
Yeah,
that moved from 5 to 7%.
That they can invest, the investment that they can make, moving from 5% to 7.5%.
Well, it depends on what they invested in, because I'm saying to you now that if the conditions remain the same, it is going to be difficult for them to find viable things to invest in. Because pension funds either invest in government people, invest in stocks, or invest in real estate. Those are the options that you have. And if the real estate market is tumbling, and if the stock market is weak, and it only leaves one option, government paper. Yeah. When I went to the NIF, 75% of the investments were in government of Jamaica securities, and that is why the debt exchange had such a deleterious impact on the finances of the NIF. The pensions lost some $14 billion. Yeah. So we're going back to that kind of situation now, where the only available option is government of Jamaica securities or Bank of Jamaica securities, which is not good. And that is why we are saying to the authorities, yeah, you have to create more opportunities by stimulating the economy. What is happening is that the government is taking most of the money out of the system and the Bank of Jamaica. Yeah? So we need to reverse what we are doing if we are going to get the economy going. So what we are getting is contraction rather than stimulus. Bad policies.
I'll put this to you, Raleigh, and then I'll leave because I want to type the thing too much. Today I spent an extensive amount of time on an article in the Positive observer or the gleaner from a speech that MP Angela Brownberg made, where she's calling on the government to basically increase the CDF. And from all accounts, even though government MP may not say anything, which I think they all would find favor with that, I myself believe that it is well overdue. From 2012, MP have been given just $20 million to spend in their constituency. Raleigh, what would this mean if you really empower MP more? And we know this, Raleigh, that particularly under this government, not like when Sister P was Prime Minister, Omar was Minister, and they spent billions of dollars in JLP constituencies and so on. This government not going to do it. So we know that the opposition MP in particular, they are just sitting duck late. What would this mean if they should say move their thing to say $50 million so that some meaningful project could be done by MP? Could that add anything towards the economy and uplift communities?
Any amount of extra spending on infrastructure, housing, roads, bridges, energy, agriculture at this time will be beneficial to the economy. So what we need is more spending in the economy right now, more quality spending. And there's a whole lot of things to spend on because everything mash up. Roads, bridges, schools, energy facilities. So the man comes from Uruguay and I tell us we need to invest in renewable energy. All those things. So there are a whole lot of investment opportunities for the economy right now. The fact of the matter is that it is not happening because the government is taking money from the people and the Bank of Jamaica and sitting on it and not investing it.
What effect is the mopping up having on the economy, Raleigh?
If you remember, when you mop up liquidity, you take the money and lock it up in the vault for the Bank of Jamaica. That means that the money now circulate and it now spend, right? So those things have a negative impact on the economy. So in a sensible economic management scenario, if the Bank of Jamaica is mopping up liquidity, then it means that the government should be spending. So we have two things we call fiscal policy, which is how the government collect the taxes and spend the money. And we have monetary policy, which is how the BOJ operates in terms of pumping money into the system. So you can't have the two of them and take money out of the system at the same time. The pool will get dry. Simple. So if the BOJ is taking out money to contain inflation, the government should be spending in order to facilitate economic activity. That is how sensible people run country. That's why I'm telling them don't know what they do.
Go ahead, Obi.
Good. Two quick things before we go, Raleigh and Khaled. No, so Raleigh, you basically support that call by MP Angela Brownberg for the government to increase the CDF for MPs, right?
Yeah, man, the government needs to increase spending at all levels, brother.
Good. And two, Raleigh, outside of Raleigh, and I know, Colin, you operate your program in a very, very professional way. You're operating as a trained journalist and doing the work. But outside of Ralston Hyman and myself and mainstream media, who else are here talking that the country is in a recession? Tell me, have you heard anybody else saying that the country is in a recession, Raleigh? I don't hear it. Tell me here. I'm not saying it's not, they're not saying, but outside of yourself and I, Conrad O'Brien, have you heard anybody else in mainstream media saying the country is in a recession, Raleigh?
And I'm saying to you, not only in mainstream media, I am also saying that within the trade union movement, within the academia, the University of the West Indies, nobody is saying it because, and the opposition not saying it enough. Everybody is afraid to call it out. And I'm saying to you, that is why I'm saying that them dunce, because internationally, the definition of a recession is 2 consecutive quarters decline in real GDP, even if it is 0.1%. Jamaica's decline in real GDP is massive, 7%, 7.1% in the fourth quarter of last year, and 5.9%.
All right, Obi, I'm going to take a few more calls. Blessings.
Yeah, man, go on.
Neville, good evening. Go ahead.
Hello, good evening, Colin. Good evening, Ralston.
Yeah, man, but Colin, we need to finish the thing we want to tell about the recession.
Go ahead, Raleigh. Hold on, Neville. Hold on. Go ahead, Raleigh.
So may I say to you, the 7.1% decline in real GDP for the fourth quarter of last year, in monetary terms, that's 160 billion. The 5.9% decline during the first quarter, in monetary terms, that is another 120 billion. So that's 280 billion. And the 4% decline that Wayne Henry is talking about for the second quarter is another 70 billion. So in all, the economy is going to decline by over 300 billion, about $330 billion. Yeah?
That's
in
massive.
9 months. That's a massive thing. That's the point I'm making.
But how can it be no, Raleigh?
330 billion in a 9 months.
Billion. So in all, the economy is going to decline by over 300 billion, about $330 billion. Yeah?
That's
in
massive.
9 months. That's a massive thing. That's the point I'm making.
But how can it be no, Raleigh, that nobody's talking about this?
Wow.
You got them done, man. How much people?
Why you think me have to listen to? Me have to listen to Colin Bell. I have to listen to Colin Bell Bridging. When you look at all of the variables them that's going on in Jamaica, our bottom line, the top line is the spiritual health of the country. For me, on this program, right? The top line is the spiritual health. After that, say, once that is at the right place, everything else is going to fall into place. Natalie, how you doing? Good morning to you. Good morning, TikTok. I don't know why them are restricting me. I feel like in the live. Because gifting has been suspended. Guys, after 1 minute and 40 seconds, we want to go crazy with the gift them here. Want to get ready for now. Just go and rub on them like so. And after the next minute and 20 seconds, the gifting I go open up back and I want to go crazy with the gifting. Them don't know why them people ever fight my live stream. Them know. Me come, me there, me I listen what me I listen to, and me I interact with the people and me I give me commentary. Me have on my blue shirt. Why them are restrict my life? What have I done? What have I done to you? Why you want to lock down my channel? You know, so them suppress that channel that bad. Me not exaggerate. The amount of person will pass through channel. You see the one that actually subscribe to my channel is like when they subscribe or when they follow me on TikTok, they hardly get notifications when I go live. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But 330 billion? Yo, that's huge, bro.
Second quarter is another 70 billion. So the economy is going to decline by over 300 billion, about $330 billion. Yeah?
That's
in
massive.
9 months. That's a massive thing. That's the point I'm making.
But how can it be no rally that nobody's talking about this?
Gifting is open my side on TikTok. Me kind of give up for asking you if you tap up the screen because it's so hard for you tap the screen every minute. So, me just give up for asking if you tap up the screen. Me not tell no lie. Because it had to go too much energy for asking if you tap up the screen. Same thing with YouTube. You know, that's how I put up something on the screen. Please like, share, donate. Me tired. I'm tired of asking people to hit the like button. I'm really tired. I try to get a standard of the like button where at least you can get 150k likes on TikTok. But you can't force them to hit the like button. Them say encouragement strengthens the labor, but sometimes people have not really encouraging. I'm not telling you lie. Real talk. It is what it is. But there are some 1 and 2 people out there where God bless them eternally. Mighty God. Just big up on yourself, come on. You know yourself. You contribute to this platform. Big up on yourself. The word is forever love. Blessings. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's like the like button, people in bad mind the like button and in bad mind the share button too.
But how can it be no rally that nobody's talking about this?
Because them dons, man. How much people know what is real GDP? How many of them know that? Yeah, we see a talk up them out. Yeah? How many of them know that? Not even trade union leaders them are focused. Because nobody have the numbers. Everybody has just got feeling and politics and where them feel. Who work with numbers. You can go up on the starting website and see what is real GDP. Yeah, $2.4 trillion last year. And you can do the math and calculate the thing for yourself. So these are real things. That's why people are suffering so, and that's why banks are repossessed. These are real figures. Yeah?
If inflation is up for me, Rally, the PIOJ did predict that the second quarter that the decline would be about 4%. Can we now say we're almost at the end of June? Can we now say that this will not be a V-shaped recession?
We've done that already. We've done that already. I've done tell it over and over ad nauseum. The longer them takes to deny the thing and takes to do something to change the thing, we're going to end up in an L-shaped recession. I'm not put my gun mouth and ground on top. I tell you that without apology. The stupidity of denying the thing and then you know to sort it out. Yeah, we'll end up with a U or a L.
And listen,
viewers. Like a L.
Listen, viewers.
Yep.
Listen. Listen. This is the 15th of June. I'm not the first thing I said. But we want to record it that you have been told that this will not be a V-shaped recession. So those who are out there coming at Ralston Ivan, coming at Colin Bell, coming at Conor O'Brien, we are saying to you that it will not even be a V-shaped recession. And I am taking it a bit further, Raleigh, because I don't see a you either. It's not going to be a you.
The way the man move, me tell you say it's going to be a L. I'm not go further. I say I challenge the Prime Minister of Jamaica, the outgoing governor of the Bank of Jamaica, the Minister of Finance, Wayne Henry, or any one of the technicians to come face to face with me and tell me, say, it not go so. Any one of them. You know, bring the figures and all of them things. Any one of them. Because none of them never know what is real GDP. None of them never know what a 7% decline of the economy means. Them things are massive.
Massive.
So, yeah. So that's why banks are moving to take houses and take cars and all of them stuff there. Yeah.
And you have some clowns out there saying that we have spread propaganda.
Well, ask them what is GDP, what are the number, what is the value of GDP, them can't tell you. They must go off a good feeling on them politics, man. What about real figures? The economics we talk about, no. A politics they talk about. That's why we can calculate it and tell you. Because we work with them numbers there every day.
I could give never like
you think so because the banks them idle why they man? Talk them a joke, man.
Hello, good evening, Ralston, my guru, and good evening, Colin, my professor.
So on the year that Ralston I'm on a challenge the Prime Minister for go stand up in front of him and come tell him say, where you must not go so. But I love to see that too. You know, I would love to see that, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to see that.
And I will be giving you. That's it. No, I remember him heal it.
You gotta try to stand up your first land guy.
30. Grown.
It's about Singapore. Listen to this, Jamaica.
So we need to hear the voice of the business community to not just advocate for your position, but to have a conversation with your employees and your customers, to speak generally so that the entire Jamaica can understand where we are today. It is totally different from the 70s. Where we are today, Jamaica could become Dubai or Singapore, where if our economy grows, we might have to bring people in to keep the economy turning over. Yes, and can you imagine that Jamaica has reached that stage? It is how Cayman has grown, Antigua is growing, all of these other countries that have taken our labor to build their
But just your Andrew is if our economy grows. So he's not confident that he can grow the economy. Damn, bro. This man went from 4 in 5 to if our economy grows.
We mustn't see ourselves as closed, insulated, xenophobic, isolated. We have to see ourselves as a country where people want to come and live, and we must embrace them. Get the crime down, get the efficiency up, clean up the streets, start the reinvestment. You won't have a hand to sell Jamaica. Look, the model of development and growth for many years has been how many visitors can we have in tourism? That model needs to shift. It has to be how many people can we get to come and live in Jamaica. So it's not just the one-off 5-day tourism dollar that gets circulated out of the country. We want people to come here and live and spend and hire and create and do business. By the way, that's Vision 2030.
I don't think Jamaicans heard what he said.
Yeah, man. Rasta man, I boss.
You won't have hands to sell Jamaica.
What can go so?
You won't have hands to sell Jamaica. You know, the reality is, Andrew Holness, if you were in Singapore, you and Daryl Vaz and the entire cabinet would be prosecuted for corruption. In Singapore, the president is a certified creature. You're an uncertified creature who should be disqualified as prime minister of this country.
Big facts.
If you were in Singapore, you would have been prosecuted. You would have been prosecuted. You would have been in jail. Daryl Vaz would be in jail. And all of you.
Big fact.
So don't come using the poor to come justify how you want to develop Jamaica. For 10 flipping fucking years, you have had this country, and what have you done with it? What have you done with the damn country the last fucking 10 years?
Dang.
Nothing but rob, thief, loot, scam, juke and damn rape it.
Dang.
Ball out! Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help.
You done a straight prison, Courtney. Straight prison with a day.
Straight prison.
So the business community was listening to your chicken, your garbage, and your bullshit. And now when you come, you say the people are parity. That is why the major land grabbing are going around the island. That is why you take up teeth in Bobby Montague. Because you know you and Bobby Montague is none. Eclarati checker. So you take up one of like mine who go and go around and find the crown land them. Find the crown land and take up people of the crown land. You see, I don't feel sorry for some of the Jamaicans. Because when Mark Golding said they're going to reduce the crown land putting it from the 60 years to 30 years, not found me, you know. Not found me in a better position. Would have been in one better position, you know. No.
I never 30 years. I did 30 years. The 25 years or so. I believe at 25 years in this year, he said, if no reach that they would have some type of talks with them still. For them work out something for them. Mark Golden really, boy, I tell you, the man, Mr. Ball, yeah, man.
Own a piece
when
of
they never
but what
voted
they want to do, they want to take on half of the land. They want bulldozer on half of the land. Because they have the Dubai model. Jamaica, I can tell you about that Dubai model. I can tell you about that Dubai model. In 2017, when I had my experience in Arbitrary, I saw the reimagination of Jamaica court. I couldn't tell you no. I couldn't tell you everything when I seen at Arbitrary. But there's going to be a development in the next 10, 15 years. Jamaica is going to revolutionize like Dubai. That is why you see them start the whole conversation with the pinnacle. Jamaica is going to be one of the wealthiest in the world. But you know what is going to reach Jamaica? The same destinies will reach Nigeria. You're going to have the oil, you're going to have the resources, you're going to have the people, but you will still not be a rich state because thieves and criminals like Andrew Holness will be leading the country.
Yeah, them are rob from way before we even start.
Thieves and criminals like Andrew Holness and Daryl Vaz. But Jamaica, we're going out them. We're going to out them. So when you hear the pan Jamaica has a potential, Jamaica do have the potential. Because you have the oil, you have the resources that all of these people want. You have the sun, you have the beaches, you have the people, you have the culture. The greatest aspect of it that many of you don't even know is the culture that is going to make it richer than Dubai. So when you see them, and Fly Green is trying to justify that there will be no plans to relocate the people. Only remember, me here talk about the Fly Green, but I think I need to revisit that. Only listen to the wicked, lying, treacherous slip. Fly Green.
There is no move to try and force people to leave, right? That's the first thing. That's clear, right? Anything that will happen is in relation to an engagement with the people, right? Clearly, as you know, some people have the wherewithal and some people have already rebuilt, right? And what those people are saying is that they are ready to run the risk. But there are some people who are not able to, right? There are some people that because the sea has taken the land, they cannot build back in that area, right? And the government is saying for those people...
Listen, there's no doubt if Jamaica have oil. But do they have the oil in the quantity that would make it make sense for them to drill? You have to have a certain amount of oil for them drilling. You understand, Chrissy? Yeah. So there's no doubt that Jamaica have oil.
Are going to provide a solution for you, right? We are going to provide a solution for you that allows you to be able to restart with the support of the government, right? That is critical. So all of these stories about hotels and those things, that is not on the cards, right? That has never been said in relation to Party. I was making the point that already we have started to put in things in relation to the fishing beach in Party. Since the hurricane, we have put in a solar generated storage facility in Party to help the...
So brother, why Edmund Bartlett say from Party to our next place, they were gonna have something called like where you have Florida Beach, Florida, what do you call it? The beach of Florida. The Long Beach there, what they call it, Florida? What they call the beach of Florida, ladies and gentlemen? Somebody please remind me. My brain kind of lazy right now. Anybody? Nah, man. There's a beach in Florida where about, I think, a 3.6 point something mile. A Miami Beach, and call it, Andrea? Hold on. Hold on. Go on, play it.
Because when they come with 3 deep freezes in there so that they can store their produce. That has happened already, right? We've put in a $2,500 water tank in parity, right? So the idea that parity is going to be abandoned, or the idea that there is some master devious plan, is just not true, right? It's just not true.
So a lie we are telling by your flag green. Or you're not aware of Ed Bartlett's private reception in the United States, where he was in a room, a private room, speaking to potential investors about his plans for tourism in St. Elizabeth. You weren't aware of it. Oh, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, Floyd Green, that you weren't aware of it. Listen, Floyd Green, to a senior minister in your cabinet and your government. Listen to what Ed Bartlett said about his plans for St. Elizabeth. Wicked lying, Floyd Green. Listen to Ed Bartlett.
A new Black River will emerge. A Black River built a little way now from the coastline, further inland, and the coastline will become the new touristic area of St. Elizabeth.
Wow.
So those of you who are familiar with South Beach and those areas, vision Black River.
You just said it a while ago, South Beach.
That's where we're going. All of from Paratio. So those of you who are familiar with South Beach and those areas, vision Black River. That's where we're going. All of from Paratio all the way back to Crawford, if you know that area.
From Parati go to Crawford. So Fly Green, you were not aware of that plan that the tourism minister have. Have our own South Beach. I think South Beach is 3.6 miles long. I'm going to look it up again.
And then Treasure Beach with its development. A Black River built a little way now from the coastline, further inland, and the coastline will become the new touristic area of St. Elizabeth.
Wow.
So those of you who are familiar with South Beach and those areas, vision Black River. That's where we're going. All of from Paratio all the way back to Crawford, if you know that area. And then Treasure Beach with its development. But in building out the township, we're going to also be building a new airport in Clarendon.
What?
Yes. You know there? You know Ali? You know Vernon Field? Well, it's Vernon Field. Brand new airport that will be able to be the largest airport, definitely in arguably the Caribbean. Because if you recall, it was a base. And so that runway is still there in all its form, just for a little tweaking to be done.
So, Floyd, if I recall, I heard Ed Bartlett mentioning parity in his plans for the new diversion and the new revision of tourism in the southern belt of the country. So you're telling me that those plans are right in advance. You are the Minister of Agriculture. You are the Minister for Southwest. You are the MP for Southwest St. Elizabeth. And you're not aware of Ed Bartlett's tourism vision. You're not aware of Prime Minister Holness's Dubai Singapore concept for the Western Jamaica. So you're telling me that you don't know nothing about your government? Or you're just like a damn blasted lie? What can go so? You're a damn blasted liar, and my granny mama will tell me every liar is what Kwani. Every liar Jamaica is our.
So sorry about that. I wanted to give you the right figures. South Beach is 2.5 miles, ladies and gentlemen. Miami, Florida, South Beach. 2.5 miles, 4 kilometers. So from Parity to wherever that is, 2.5 miles, a beach. What that beach is for? New tourism, we don't bring come to, I know for locals. It's not for locals, y'all. Let's continue.
Thief in the hell! Every lion has what Jamaica. Every lion. Return the money, thief in the hell! Return the money! Thief. Floyd. Remember, Jamaica don't forgive you about the fertilizer, you know. Remember, Jamaica don't forgive you about the fertilizer. And you see, Jamaica, I want to bring it to concept and to your forefront again. The people of parity, the concept of revolutionizing tourism. From Ed Bartlett said, I in advance, him say all the, so that means they never go from Clarendon, you know, Courtney, right back to West Miami. Jamaica, what more do you need to see that these people are the synagogue of Satan? What do you need to realize that these people are the keteketes? What do you need to realize, people, that these people will go at any length and breadth to steal? You hear what I'm saying? You're not going to have hand. So that it is mean that Jamaica is going to be sold. And I think you're not going to have hand to sell Jamaica. You're not going to have hand to sell Jamaica, and poor people in Jamaica not living good. You have so much squatters. Then Jamaica, who else is going to ask the private sector to start building what economical home? So what is the purpose of the NHT? Don't, hey, come here, idiot boy. Come here, big nose boy. Come here, big nose boy. Or if you look on private sector, we tell private sector, they need to start building cheaper housing scheme.
Come on now.
What is the purpose of the NHT? When NHT...
So Andrew, you fi build expensive houses and your wife fi build apartments and townhouses and them something they were expensive. But the private sector fi build cheaper housing. We know what the NHT is for. The better question is, what is Andrew Hollins, why is Andrew Hollins not using the NHT for what it's supposed to be used for? This is a government issue, you know. This is not an NHT issue, you know. It's the same thing with the edge tax. The edge tax is there to purchase insurance and fuel prices. The edge tax is not being used for that. So everything the PNP them have, them, you know, Andrew just mash it up. Just mash it up. But you are down my side. I get kind of tired, you know. So we're gonna turn in. We're gonna turn in. I'm supposed to possibly have an early day. Some hours from now. No, 4 or 5 hours from now. We're supposed to be fully active. I'm gonna get no sleep yet. You understand? Yeah, so. What have I done to you? Why you wanna treat me like a criminal? Economically, the country is in ruins, as far as me see. Based off of what the man them a do, and the recommendations that Rastanaman has made, and the other, you know, professional and technocrats, and I don't see the JLP really taking those advices and holding them and taking them very seriously. We say Alita, you nap off but your back. Alita, me there, Harry Campbell, big up, me there, tired and want to sleep. So I go get some rest. Yeah, that never. Me not watch World Cup, you know. I don't watch a game all now. I haven't commented on the World Cup. I don't watch a game. I have zero interest in the World Cup. I am more concerned about the judgment that is pending for Jamaica. That's what I'm really concerned about. Jamaica, Jamaica, Jamaica. I want to see you. I don't know if you don't remember, you know, but you know, if you don't remember the prophecy about the earth, the massive earthquake and the tsunami. And the way we see Jamaica go right now, like the hearts of the people of Jamaica is totally against God. Jezebel is doing an excellent job in Jamaica. You understand? And God is not the issue, it's the people. The church them, not for the church them, church leader them sell out the bail. And them will lead the congregation them down the wrong path. And them think they grieve God in us. Worse like when I send so much people the one and nobody not already take the warning. Enough people not already take the warning. Because God I want everybody in Jamaica, not just some people. What is required is all of Jamaica repenting for the judgment. But the whole thing are go close now, even if everybody repent, it's still gonna be. And sometimes me people send me stuff with Sister Carrie Ann, you know, but big up Sister Carrie Ann, by the way. But may I tell her say, we better we just repent. We can't. I don't think we need no more warning. I don't think I need any more detail about the warning. Me personally, I don't think I need any more detail about the warning. To say, yeah man, you know, it's time. Yeah, I don't think I need any more detail. It's definitely time. There has been a shift in my life personally, you know, the last 3 or 4 days. There has been a shift. Things have changed. More changes to come. Positive ones, you know. So I just wanted to get a feel of it's like this government make me numb in terms of I'm just confused as to why us as a people together collectively have not said enough is enough. I'm wondering why we as a people collectively have not said, you know what? Let's really abandon the economy here in Jamaica. Since as the government doesn't want to help us, the poorer persons, I think we should just abandon the economy. I'm talking about totally abandon the economy. But then you guys would have to do it for the long haul, you'd have to unite and lean on the Most High, and then, you know, share and care with each other. It's going to come a time when, you know, those realities would have to be the norm. But we have to share and care with each other. Like we used to, like real good neighbors. Understand? Because, you know, a lot of people want to stand up on their own 2 feet, but it's going to become so challenging that we're going to have to lean on each other. As it was in the days of Noah, so it shall be in the end. Why? Merle, you never tell a lie. Yo, them are people are just like the people in the book of Noah. Just like the people in the book of Noah. You understand? Yeah, man, Jamaica will get punished severely, man. Severely. So me your sister Karen say one thing about one snake. This everlasting long snake to the United Sea. I said, my God. And she said the snake is not a fairy tale, that snake is real. And in the ocean, God control a creature there. Dominant creature. And you know when it comes to the sea, there's not too much of disbelief about what goes on under the ocean. In terms of some things that people see as evidence and some things that people say are fairy tale. I don't think there's a real difference. When it comes to the ocean, there's just too much unknowns. The ocean is just like a world by itself. There's places in the ocean that technology cannot reach. It's lost to technology is lost to those places. So when I factor those things in, you know, one, it confirms the limitation of man. Man only goes as far as God would allow them to, because God is sovereign. And we just have to put that in our pipe and smoke it, because it ain't no joke it. And we just plug this in. I got thrown off today. I'm thrown off still because my computer is not up and running again. Hopefully, I lost 24 hours. I lost more than 24 hours. Excuse me. Hopefully tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday though. Today is Tuesday though. Yeah, man. I lost a lot of time. I lost a lot of time because my computer charger not working. Stop work for me. And I just have to wait. I have to be patient and be still. It's frustrating, but what am I gonna do? Thank everybody for liking the video. Hey, anybody want to bless up the platform before I leave so we can tell them the thanks? Yeah, man, the Cash App is right there. Other donation link is pinned in the comment section of YouTube on both platforms. Cash App sticker right here, so TikTok. And of course, those who have my number, I don't know what to do. Big up to the person that surprised me early this morning. I just see something coming in on his head. I was like, what? Thank you so much. That was unexpected. I don't usually get surprises, but that was a pleasant surprise. And I tell them no lie. Because I don't know, I just don't expect much from people. You know what I mean? I've always had low expectations of people. Honestly. I guess it's a defense mechanism for them not to disappoint me, because I've had so many disappointments with people, family members, you know, friends. I've had a lot of disappointments. I've had a lot of betrayals of trust. I guess it's the reason why I'm kind of stay to myself too. I get, I support, I heal, but I don't get too close. I stay in my little zone. You get me? Stay in my little zone, because I've had some terrible experiences with people. But yeah, big up all of my people on TikTok. Oh, by the way, the persons that gave donations to mommy, big up on yourself, you know. Mommy got our donation for her birthday. I still have some to give her. That's when later down in the month or so. And that it's super chat then clear. We can can give her the rest of her birthday. You feel me? So thank you guys for supporting mom. All of you that did. Y'all know yourselves. Big up. Alright? The word is love. See you guys later. I'm out. Peace. 1 o'clock on the dot. Big up Wiz. How his birthday yesterday? Big up Wiz.
Nothing is wrong with the poor group. So they knocked the poor group out because they had to shape shift into their monstrous form to get into the Blue Mountain Peaks. And through the Blue Mountain Peaks, they're going to try to access the actual mountain that Jamaica sits on, because that mountain is holy. Because the Blue Mountain Peak is literally an extension. It's an extension of the mountain that Jamaica sits on. Literally. It's an extension. It just goes all the way up. And that's a protection. That Blue Mountain, a protection for Jamaica. Now, why did Uptown, they call it Uptown Camp, why did it burn down? Why do you think that the camp where the soldiers dwell, or their base, why did the soldier base, sorry, nothing is wrong with the power grid. The 2nd of June, destruction. You allow entities to come into your country, destruction, and this is the reason why, and I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. This is the reason why Jamaica will be taken over by the Rastafarians. The Rastafarians in Jamaica are going to be the governmental system in Jamaica in due course. And that is going to be after the earthquake and the tsunami. Because Jamaica is heading, sad but it's true, Jamaica is heading for an earthquake. An earthquake of what? 9-pointer, over 9-pointer earthquake is going to hit Jamaica. And I've done loads of videos about this, loads and loads of videos concerning this. This 9-pointer earthquake is going to unalive about 3,000 people. That is what I see in my spirit. It should be more, a highest grade, the 2nd of June. Destruction. You allow, after the earthquake, brothers and sisters, the tsunami is going to override the Blue Mountain Peak. Because like I said to you, the mountains, the Blue Mountains are there for Jamaican protection. But because the earthquake is so huge, 9-pointer, obviously it's going to rattle the sea. And the sea literally is going to climb. You think sea don't have claws? It is going to climb the Blue Mountain like a man and come over the country. When they enter into the country, everybody is going to see, but they're going to think it's a sky, because the water and the sky is going to look exactly the same. And then they're going to realize that that's literally the sea, my lord, that they're looking at. And it's going to break off the crescent of Jamaica from Ocho Montego Bay, Trelawney, Port Antonio, Portmore. All that crescent is going to go absolutely into the sea, because the water is going to take back its course. All those places I'll go. After the earthquake, brothers and sisters, the tsunami is going to override the mountain. Just like I said to you, the mountains are there for Jamaican protection.
Later, guys.
The earthquake is so huge, 9-pointer, obviously it's going to rattle the sea.